In this video, I will be showing you how to create these gorgeous floral earrings. They're made with bicone beads and seed beads. These are made with seed beads that are around a 10-0 size, and the bicones are 6 millimeters. This is a silver plated French ear hook. This is what the dark blue would look like with the silver, and this is what the turquoise would look like with the silver. Both very beautiful. So for this size bicone, you will need about 70 centimeters. So I will be using a gray thread to match my beads. You don't have to because it's not going to really show. This blue is a bit transparent. So what I did was I took the gray thread and I just made sure it wasn't too dark. And really you can't even see it, but sometimes you can see dark thread. Let's attach our needle to our thread. So because these seed beads are more like a 10-0 rather than 11-0, the holes are slightly larger, I would guess. This size, I believe, is a 10. You can also test your needle size and your thread size with your seed bead before you begin, just to make sure. So yeah, I think I'll be fine with this needle size. So my needle is one of the larger sizes. I believe it's a 10, and 12 is one of the more smaller sizes. Okay, so to begin, we are going to thread on 12 seed beads. Once they're on, bring it down, and we want to leave about a 3.5 inch tail after tying this into a loop. So to secure it, let's tie it twice. If we make the knot too large, we're going to have difficulty with the design. So at the end, we can really tighten it all up and make sure it's secure. And then we can cut off the tail. So we have 12 seed beads. That creates this circle. Every 3 seed beads belongs to this turquoise, this navy, this turquoise. These 3 turquoise, navy, turquoise. These 3 seed beads, turquoise, navy, turquoise. Then we have a silver seed and start there. On my thread, turquoise, seed bead, navy, seed bead, turquoise. And I'm going to go back through the way I started. You see how your circle, it's very wonky, so that's why at the end we're going to go around it once or twice and it'll be nice and round. So now we're going to go through 3 again. And we're going to add our turquoise seed bead, navy, seed bead, turquoise, and go through the hole that we started and come out of the same hole. Before you add seed beads on top of every navy bicone, make sure you come out of this seed bead. I already have 1 on each side, so I want 9 more for a total of 11. So 1, 2, and then 9 more. So we're simply just going to go do this one. And then we're going to add our silver bicone, this one. And then we're going to go through this seed bead, add our last bicone, and we will go through 5 of these beads. Because we have 11, we'll go through 5, and so then we have 5 on this side, and then the 11th will be the tip. And for the tip, we're going to make this our earring loop. So I want 4. Some of you may want more to create a larger hoop, larger circle. So I'm going to put 4, and you add however many you want, and that will determine how big your hoop is. So you add them on to your thread, and then you come through the opposite way. And let's go through one more time. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go down. Going to come down here, and I'm going to go through here. And now what we want to do, we want to make our 11th bead, which is the center bead for each petal. We want it to stick out and have a tip, have a pointed look like these. So to do so, we're going to go up 5, then we're going to skip the 6 and go down 5. And because we've skipped this 6th one, it's right here, and we want the thread to be under it, so if you pull, it pops out. So we have our point, come to the silver bicone, and then we'll go through 5 seed beads, skip the 6. You can flip your work around if it's easier for you. And I like to, once I skip the 6, I like to go through my next seed beads and my next bicone at the same time. And if you pull, you see it popped right out. So we'll go up 5, go down 5 after we skip the 6, go through the bicone and give it a little pull, and it just pops out. So here we are. We are now back at our ear loop. So let's make a knot right here. You don't want to tighten it too much or it's going to get bent. 3, we want to go through 12 total, that'll be one circle. So 3, 6, 9, 12. So that's looking more like a circle, but then we have a gap. So we've left off at 12, but let's close the gap by going through, let's say, 5 more. 3, 4, 5. I want to end in the middle of this, right here, because if I close at the next 3, there may be a bit of a gap. So I'm going to end right there, and I'm going to tie a couple knots. And be careful not to tie your tail hanging out of the needle, otherwise it may give you problems. So let's cut this tail off. And to make this more round, you can take a pin or something like this and just twist it around. And it's round. And just slot it through. And sometimes to close it with your round nose, it might be difficult because of the space. And you want to be very careful not to accidentally break your seed beads. I've done that quite a few times. So if you couldn't get that loop closed, as happened to me when I made this one, what you could do is take your flat nose pliers and just give it a slight squeeze, making sure not to break your seed beads. It's very easy. I think using 2 blues in the pattern was helpful for explaining this design to you, but I actually really like the look of only 1 blue. So I would lay out your design before you start and make sure it looks nice how you want it. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Leave any questions, comments or suggestions down below in the comments, and if you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up.